Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema. Sit down. We're on the couch. Oh no, we knocked down Chewbacca. We don't want to knock down Chewbacca. Chewbacca, wow, might look like he's sleeping, and he's super comfortable to sleep with. One of my favorite pillows my mom's ever gotten me. The story around that too is really funny. She asked the clerk, she was trying to find something to find for me for my birthday one year. And he was like, yeah, I got ideas. Threw some things. I was like, so how old is your son gonna be? 9, 10? She was like 36. But we don't want to knock down Chewie. We want Chewie up here because we're getting ready to watch some trailers. Like I was saying, we're on the couch. It's trailer watching time. And I was catching up last week. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I said, hey, I've reached my weekend. Let's jump into some more trailers. We just took a look at the teaser trailer for Peacock Original Twisted Metal, based off of the video game. You can see that reaction right up there. But now we turn our attention to another semi-video game trailer. This one comes from a world that I'm familiar with. I didn't necessarily play this game a lot, but for me, a lot of racing games are pretty standard, you could say. But I was unaware that there was a story that someone who used to play the game then became a real race car driver. And that is apparently what this movie is based on. What are we talking about? Why don't you pull up a chair, take a seat? We are getting ready to take a look at the official trailer for Gran Turismo. And like I said, I'm not a huge race car video game player. I had stretches in college where Need for Speed was really kicking, and those games were they added so many different elements to racing. Those always got my attention. Obviously, things like Twisted Metal were right up my alley. Stuff like Road Rash, just different games that added extra elements, usually a little bit of violence to the racing, is where I would live. So race car games in general, I don't know a ton in and out, or the differences, or what makes any of them better than any other ones. But I know that the Gran Turismo games, anytime I'd see those trailers, I'd be like, damn, man, that shit looks real. And that's about as far as I go with Gran Turismo, and I'm fascinated by the concept of I know it's a racing simulator game, so someone playing Gran Turismo enough could actually become a real race car driver. That's a fascinating kind of story tee up, and when you got someone like David Harbour involved in this one, it doesn't take much to get me on board with a movie, but put people that I like in them in realms that seem interesting, kind of like this one, and I'm totally here for it. So while this isn't a video game adaptation type movie here, this is certainly an adaptation of a true life story about a video gamer who became a real racer. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get the trailer up. The headphones are on. You see it. I see it. Let's take a look at the official trailer for Gran Turismo.
If you miss a line in the game, you reset. You miss it on the track,
you die.
You could die.
Yeah. Big difference between gaming and the real world.
Best driver is
probably Rory.
I would dust him in a lap.
All you do is slay video games with some crazy.
I love him.
Dad, you're the one that told us to always do something we love. You know what some cars cost?
Lots of money.
Look around.
Love Jaimin Hansu.
World, son.
It's fair.
What is this?
It's a contest.
Oh, I haven't seen Orlando Bloom in forever.
In the world, get a chance to compete in professional racing.
Dude, this is real.
That's crazy.
This is real.
This is kind of cool.
I'm sorry. You really think you're gonna take a kid who plays video games and you're gonna strap him to a 200-mile-an-hour? It'll tear him to pieces.
Oh, I love David Harbour. Totally, I think him and Orlando Bloom are going to be a good team.
Athletes. Your kids are scrawny little gamer kids.
Oh, that's where you come in.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, this has got to be fun, man.
Be a new experience for you, moving your legs.
There's no turning back.
The cockpit is going to be 140 degrees Fahrenheit. The G-forces will be twice what an astronaut experiences upon
Yeah, man. Way different than playing a game.
Points for that in the game.
Neil Blomkamp.
But out of the couch surfing nerds that you sent me, he is the best one. You made it.
Yes! Welcome to Team This End.
Oh.
What's next?
It's Major Leagues. The other drivers are going to hate you. Whoopsie.
Oh.
Part of the game is called racing.
Let's go, man. I never...
In the game, you reset. You miss it on the track.
I die.
You can
Yo.
die.
Woo! Some of the crashes sometimes, man. I was at a NASCAR race one time. Dude flipped over 3 cars and crashed into the fence in front of the fans.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Dude, I tell you, I don't necessarily know that this movie is leaning into, like, the gamers, but as far as a story and, like, a racing movie, that looks pretty freaking dope, man. I tell you, I'm not too familiar with Neil Blomkamp doing things that are not sci-fi related. I'm a big fan of Neil Blomkamp. His movies don't always 100% hit for me, but I'm always down to go on the ride that he takes you because it usually goes to places that you haven't seen before. This is a world, especially in movies and genre, that we have seen before, like the video games. There are lots of racing movies out there, man, and lots of racing movies have a very similar feel. But this story kind of separates that a little bit, and this is gonna be a cool concept. I'll be interested to see what like more of the actual races themselves look like. Like I said, this trailer I don't really think screams video gamer, specifically from the way that the action and the stuff that we see in the trailer is being shot, but the one thing I like here for an official trailer, I don't think it really gave away too much about the races. You know, you get little pieces here and there that fit into the storyline that you're putting in this trailer, but I think we'll get more shots inside the car, things that, like I said, Blomkamp is a really creative dude, so I could see more video game similarities hitting in the movie in and of itself. But like I said, when it comes to racing games and even racing movies, I need a hook if you're going to get me into it. And the hook of a video game player who actually in real life became a race car driver for Nissan is really, really neat, man. Like, that's the hook that pulls me in. Like, that's a story that I can relate to in ways where it's like, I've played these video games. I've played games where they give you, like, the comments, like, I could do this. But then if you were like, I want you to go action, I'd be like, nah, that's not me. So I think that's a story that I'm certainly fascinated by and definitely want to take a look at. And then you look at the cast. I mean, the lead, I'm not familiar with him, but looks like he should be great. Jaimin Hansu playing his pops. Like, come on, man. Sign me up for anything Jaimin Hansu is a part of. Orlando Bloom, I know he's got that Carnival Row show on Amazon that I think finally hit a season 2. I got to take a look at that. But outside of that, I really haven't seen Orlando Bloom do much of anything other than like be naked on like what paddle boards, you know what I mean? Like out in beautiful places. That's all I got with Orlando Bloom these days. And even that was a long time ago. He really hasn't been a ton of them outside of that Carnival Row show. And having not watched that, but seeing this, I see a guy who looks excited to be on screen, and I can't say that I'm necessarily the biggest Orlando Bloom fan, but like watching him there, I'm like, yo, I'm kind of like, I want to watch Orlando Bloom in this movie. And more than anything, I kind of like the dynamic between him and David Harbour. Like I said, doesn't take me more than a second to sign on to anything David Harbour does. I mean, the dude's just charm and charisma and comedy and action. Like he's the total package, and he's got so much personality that his roles are always super, super enjoyable, and I think it's what makes him perfect for the role that he's going to play in this movie. And like I said, I think the dynamic with him and Orlando Bloom will be a lot of fun, as well the dynamic between him and the kid. So, like, I tell you what, I don't know how Gran Turismo video game players are going to feel about this trailer or you know, what their thoughts are around the movie, but from a story standpoint and what you're giving me here, I'm definitely on board. I'm interested to see what Neil Blomkamp's got up his sleeve. And like I said, just because I'm not feeling like this looks like a video game or a racing game or like Gran Turismo stuff, you know, outside of like the shots we see on TV screens, I don't think that necessarily means that Neil Blomkamp isn't going to deliver lots of that when you get into the actual races. Because going through the trailer, while there's plenty of shots in there of different moments from different races, I don't really think this trailer is giving away much about with what's happening on the track with what we've seen. So I'm pumped to see where we go with this and what type of creativity we get from Neil Blomkamp. Because like I said, I don't know if I've ever seen Blommy do a generic, this isn't generic, but like a standard like real life story adaptation type thing. So the story's got me hooked. Blomkamp is a director that, visually is always intriguing, so I'm interested to see what else we get. Sign me up for Gran Turismo, man. I'm here for that come the summertime. Question is, what about you? Are you a Gran Turismo player? How are you feeling? Do you think that this gave you video game vibes, or is this just like a racing movie that like has an interesting tie to the world of video games? Do you think you could get more video gamey things in the movie in and of itself? And no matter where you land, whether you're pumped or not pumped, what do you think of this story? Like I said, the story is the most fascinating thing for me. Like a video gamer becoming an actual racer and like learning to actually race. Like just listening to Harbor talk about like the G-forces that you would feel in a car, whereas you're just used to doing all these things in the comfort of your own home. It looks like a lot of fun. So if it looks fun for you, I want to know anything you got, good, bad, indifferent, on the official trailer for Gran Turismo down below in the comments section. Look forward to talking to you down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the C-Man anytime we're talking movies, TV, trailer, reactions. You want to see what my thoughts are on Gran Turismo. You want to see what happens with Twisted Metal. Maybe you want to know what I got in the movie world with things I've seen recently like Beau is Afraid and Sisu. Maybe you just dig this wacky, goofy-looking dude and you want to show a little love and support. Well, hey, the easiest way to do all those things is to come join C-Maniac Nation, which you can do by jumping over there, hitting that subscribe button, hit that little bell if you want those alerts, and until next time for the C-Man's Cinema, sit down. I've been the C-Man. I'm signing off. Peace. Oh, you guys are still here. You snuck up on me. You must be looking for more of this guy. Well, I got two video options for you, man. Right up here and right over here. And if you want all those C-Man goodies, well, hey, come join the squad right on over there, and I'll catch you on the next one.